On today's video, we are going to break down one of the weirdest, most interesting, and mold-breaking legendary commander in the game that came in Update 20, none other than Aethelflad. That's right, I learned how to say her name. Breaking her down is not as simple as every other commander, and this video will help you make a huge decision as to how you want to utilize her to get the best bang out of your buck from her. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the Gekko. Yes, I learned how to say Aethelflad. Congratulations. Smash the like on the video if you guys are happy for me, I guess, or just smash the like in general. We're going to break down Aethelflad, right? Now, Aethelflad is a very, very problematic legendary commander. She actually poses a very important question that no other legendary commander has done before. And I'm going to break down exactly what that means, which ways I believe you guys can use her to maximize your efficiency, and give you guys all the options so you pick the best one for you. Now, we're going to start with a basic reading her skills out, and then from there, go into more depth about her and the things that you need to be asking yourself about her. So she is a leadership, peacekeeping, support commander, and her skills go as such. First skill, the arrow of iron deals damage to a single target, 400 up to 800, and reduces target's attack, defense, health by 10% up to 30% for, I'm assuming, 5 seconds. Next, deals damage in a front-facing cone up to 5 enemies, same kind of damage, and reduces their attack, defense, and health by also the same amount, but only for 2 seconds. So it can hit the one guy plus 5 other marches in a cone-shaped, in a fan-shaped, cone-shaped, whatever. Very important asterisk on that cone, because there's a huge difference between a cone and a circle-like range. Very, very important thing to differentiate, because it's much harder to target a cone than a circle. Counter attack damage on Thunderous Force against your Counter attack damage against your troops is reduced by 5% up to 20%. When actively attacking, you have a 10% chance to reduce the movement speed of an enemy cavalry by 20% and the movement speed of any other type of troops by 10% for 3 seconds. So you have a 10% chance to actually slow down by either up to 50% or 30% the enemy troops. All troops under your command gain attack plus 5% attack against barbarians and other neutral units. All commanders get 5% extra XP, and both of these go up to 35%. Fortress of Mercia. When this commander leads a rally, all armies joining the rally get a 2% higher troop limit up to 10%. When this commander is leading at least 3 types of troops, bonus attack, their damage is increased by 5% up to 20. And of course, when she's expertise, there is a new skill, Warrior Queen, which adds an extra 20% damage when enemies have been slowed. Now, there are 3 very important things to mention here before we continue. First of all, when enemies have been slowed, it means any type of slowing, and therefore if you have other commanders who are slowing down troops, you can very easily utilize this expertise to cause extra damage. Keep that in mind. So if someone else slows down any other troops, bam, that works too. Secondly, when this commander leads a rally, I very rarely believe that anyone will have her as a leadership tree, but regardless, this is an option that you shouldn't take off the table yet, because if you can set her up on a proper leadership tree with support in some shape or form, with a little bit of peacekeeping for speed and stuff like that, you can potentially bring yourself an extra 20% damage, which can be very, very crucial. And finally, the debuffs here, the speed reduction, not the counterattack damage reduction, but the speed reduction has only a 10% chance to succeed. This means that, of course, the more times she procs, the more likely you are to at least get one out. I mean, 10% stays 10% no matter what, but the likelihood of you hitting one with more tries is bigger than the likelihood of you hitting, I mean, it's kind of a weird math thing. Technically, it would be the same, but anyway, regardless, there are 2 ways I can see this commander being utilized in a way that she is very, very useful. Number 1 is as a secondary commander of a side march whose job it is to debuff enemies and buff your guys. So if she was a secondary to someone even like Joan of Arc, who is on the battlefield, hitting something, giving all the buffs from Joan, and at the same time doing the decreases reductions from her. I'm so used to going that way. From her, this would be, she could be very useful for that. The speed reduction is not that crazy, but the damage, health, this right here is huge. Attack, defense, and health reduction. This is huge, okay? So she can be used for this, and she can be used really, really well for this. The last way I can see her being used, obviously, is right here on skill number 3, which matches the peacekeeping tree right there. I'm so used to going up too. 35% extra XP, 35% extra damage is massive. Is massive, 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 massive. We can bring her up to par with Mr. Lohar, who is everyone's favorite. And on top of that, on top of the 35% damage, now you get 35% XP, which is nuts. So you can either use her as a secondary legendary commander, or you can use her as a leading peacekeeping commander. Now, obviously, once people start getting all the skills and all that, she can find more uses, and more talent trees will open up, and you'll have time and ability to play with her and try things out with her. But this is gonna take forever for this reason right here. She is the first legendary commander that is not a VIP commander that you cannot upgrade with commander sculptures. That's right, she broke all the molds. We had the VIP mold and we had the non-VIP mold, and now there is those who can get and those who can't, and there is no like common denominator. So in future legendary commanders, we could expect more that cannot be upgraded with universal commander sculptures. What this means is now the only way to get her is by going into the expedition. Don't judge the level on the jumper, please. I gotta get that done still. And really get 3 sculptures every day. 3 sculptures. And that's if you have 4,500 coins a day. If you don't, you're screwed. Like, I have a good chunk that I can live with, and I gain more than I use. So regardless, I am in a good shape. But the newer players are going to really have to grind early on their expedition to be able to get the 4,500 a day to keep her going. Now, the numbers about her are absolutely staggering. You need 700 total sculptures for a legendary commander, 690 for the maxing, and 10 for the unlocking. 700, we're going to go with 690 for a second. 690 will take 230 days and add the 4 to unlock, so 234 days. I don't know how I feel about that. What is it? It's like, what, 7-8 months more? Almost 8 months to max her out. Now, to get the first 4 skill points, to be able to max out the first skill, will take you a total of 20 days, including the 4 days of unlocking her. So 16 days total. Now, on top of that, to unlock the second skill and max it like the proper way, would take you another 47 days, or a total of 67 days to get both of these maxed out. Now, the next milestone is to get this guy maxed out, and that'll cost you another 63 days, so we're at 130 total. And you can do the math in between. I think it's like 100 and some days for the last skill. Now, what do I think is the possibility here? While recording this video, kind of started, my head is going 110 right now, and there's a third possibility, which we will discuss as well. The first option is to really go with her one by one on the skills, because you really want to get here and have both of these as a secondary commander for something on the battlefield, and you're willing to try and waste your time, essentially, experimenting having this available on the battlefield. That is not the worst decision you can make. I think that if you make it to the first 20 days and get this maxed out, we can then start talking about either option 1 again or option 3. Option 1 is open the next one and get this done. Or, because you know that most of the damage reduction, that most of the reductions you really want are in here, you take the risk of maxing this and then opening up 2 and 3, work on them at the same time, and then go for 4. Remember that it'll take you 67 days, total to get 8 skill points. That is 2 skills maxed out. there is the second option. So option 1 is 1x1. Option 3 is get the first one maxed and then open up both of these and kind of go back and forth hoping for the best. But this other option, which is the one I'm going to go with on this account, is get her to 3 stars, 1, 2, 3. And from the beginning, hope and pray you land here more than here and here. When you get through the first 20 days, there is a real possibility, if you're lucky enough, to max out this without touching these guys, which would be fantastic because then she can be what I want her to be, a leading peacekeeping commander that's going to chunk through XP. She's going to massively boost my commanders, and that's what I want her for. So what I'm going to do, this is the jumper account. And we're about to level her up to level 20 and unlock her 3rd star, which we have to do also in order to be able to send a secondary commander with her, which is something someone reminded me on Discord yesterday. So thank you guys for that. If you guys are not part of the Discord group, link in the description down below, 900 plus members strong. So we're going to bring her to 3 stars. And then from there, we're going to hope and pray we land here more than these two. You run a real risk of actually going 1, 2, and 3 and getting screwed. But again, the extra 5% XP bonus and extra 5% damage to barbarians, and the fact that I know that my designation, my role within the game and how I play the game won't have her any, it won't make her any useful for me on the battlefield. I'm going to go ahead with the jumper and level her up to level 20 and get this unlocked. On the big account, on the other hand, we're going to play a different game. We're going to first of all max this out. And once we max this out, more people will have this maxed out. And we will start seeing a little bit the creativity around the community on how to utilize her. And then we're going to make a follow-up video within a couple of weeks or so on how to progress with her. So if you guys are looking for talent trees, which I know some of you asked me for them and all that stuff, what I will be doing right now is straight up peacekeeping tree to make sure at least that side that gives me everything I want. I'm gonna go with this all the way to here, 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 and here. And then once we have this out of the way, we'll see what's next based on some experimentation and trial and error of things. So if you again, to answer your question on how you should use this commander and which talent trees you should use, if you guys want to go with the peacekeeping route, I would say level her to 3 stars, get the levels of the skills slowly and steadily, go with a peacekeeping tree, and let time do its thing, and we'll revisit. Those of you who are willing to go 1 by 1 because you want to try to utilize her on the battlefield, I don't think that's a bad choice either. You need to assess how you play your game. How are your commanders looking like? What are you planning to utilize her for? How are you using your marches and troops and commanders right now? Does she even fit your war setup right now? Can she fit your war setup right now? All these questions are questions we have to ask ourselves about her more than any other commander because of the restriction of how many sculptures we can get a day. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put my money where my mouth is, and we're gonna go ahead, well, this is not really money, right? But still, we're gonna do what we recommended and shoot her up to a level, we're gonna get her to level 20, right? Because we need 3 stars, and I don't like to waste XP, so we're gonna do this nicely. So we got, technically, right? We could play this game. If we crit, we get here, which is not very... We do that, and this, and develop. I don't take risks. No need to take risks. Bam. 3 stars, up to level 30, unlocked everything. Good deal, almost halfway. It's like 25% on the 4th star. And now we have her ready and set up. What the final thing we got to do is to get our talents, and we're going to just push some levels on her a little bit more because we're going to need a little bit more help here. So we're going to need what? Let's see. We're going to need 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I even get 12? I could. So let's go ahead and do 1. Get a little bit this way just to get her where she needs to be. Come on, come on. Let's see where we're at here. We should be almost there, So we get this, and we get the goodies because we want the extra goodies. And then we go 1, 2, 2, and 3 more levels is what we want. So 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So we got her set up. And on this account, she is going to be a peacekeeping front runner with the extra 5% for now. And we will hope and pray to get her here. Anyway, I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. I want to know what you guys are thinking about her. I want to know how you guys are planning to use her. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about her, how you're going to utilize her. I know a lot of you are going to complain that 3 sculptures a day is too little, and I agree, but as of right now, that's the situation we're in. So let's do our best to make the best out of it. And again, I want to know how you guys are planning on utilizing her. This is how I planned on the jumper. I have the big account who hasn't touched her yet. That's going to progress her as you should step by step. But I may regret that very quickly. For now, on that account, I have enough peacekeepers. And on this account, I can always use more as I want to gear up some of my commanders towards war as Pass 5 opens up very, very soon in this Lost Kingdom. And this account wants to get some action. Anyway, again, I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Slap a like on the video before you leave. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Discord in the description down below. Discord group poppin', almost 1,000 members. Thank you all. Very awesome, full of information, very smart players in there. I hope to see you there too. Link again in the description down below. And I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Take care and have a great day. Peace.